course, since we're visiting, Lady Elks will bat first. Lineup for the Lady Elks. Leading off is Skylar Hebner, who's also catching. Kyler Penrod batting second, who's playing short today. Ava Rivas playing second. And batting third, Autumn Webster playing first and batting fourth. Kensley Crick, who is starting pitching. And batting fifth, Ruth Wiltbank, third base. Cassidy Elmer, center field. Sterling Simpson, left field. And Gabby Aragoin, right field. Here's our lineup for this game. Pitching for Morenci is Tiara Jones. Joel, turn on your phone, make sure it looks good. All right, Skylar's up to bat as we start the JV game. First pitch, low ball. High ball, 2. JV game now, varsity game will be immediately after this about 4 o'clock. Ball 3 high. Sunshiny day in Morenci, but still a little breeze, makes it a little cold. I think we all got our jackets on, even down here today. Strike, 3-1. As she let that one go. Little low, ball 4. Skiz will run down to first, bring Kyler Penrod up to bat. Strike 1 swinging as Kyler chased the pitch a little out of the strike zone. Low in the dirt, she swings anyway. Strike 2. Skylar's able to go to second on the ball in the dirt. So 2 strikes on Penrod. Hebner now on second. Down a little low, 1-2. Low pitches are not missing by much, about 1 or 2 inches is all, but they are low. Strike 3 swinging. First out. We have Ava Rivas up. Ava is playing second base today. Ava squares the bunt, and foul ball. Strike 1. Strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Ava's quickly behind. One out here in the top of the first. Hebner still at second base. In the dirt. Hebner goes to third, slides in safely. So count 1 and 2 to Rivas with Hebner now at third. Inside, 2 and 2 count. Strike 3, made up her mind to swing a little bit late, goes down swinging. So 2 outs, Hebner still on third. Webster up to bat as she tries to bring Hebner in here. Webster playing first and batting fourth in the JV game. In the dirt. Stop, nice stop by the catcher. Catching for Morenci is Couts. With Jones pitching. A hot hit to third. Third flips it over and drops the ball. So on the air, Hebner scores and Webster's able to go down to third base on the error by the first baseman. So 1-0 for your Lady Elks. Hit to shortstop, off shortstop, into the center field. Autumn rounds third, home, throw home, it's gonna be close. She is safe, ball gets by catcher. Crick will go to third on the error. So Crick on the error goes from home to third. Webster scores, so 2-0 for your Lady Elks. Wilbank up to bat with Crick on third. Strike, change up. Down low, gets away from catch. Crick will come in and score 3-0. Counts 1-1 to Wilbank on the wild pitch. So your Lady Elks take an early 3-0 lead here in the top of the first. Long, high drive out of the field. A home run for Wilbank over deep center field. So 4-0 for your Lady Elks early in the game. Elmer up to bat after that home run by Wilbank. High fly, going toward pitch. Pitch is underneath it, and for the third out of the inning. But the Elks do strike for 4 runs in the top of the fourth. Lead 4-0 after half inning. between innings, we'd like to thank those sponsors that make this possible. Unfortunately, for some reason, when we set up this stream, we did not have the sponsors on there, so I ain't able to show them at this time, but we appreciate all those who help out our student athletes at Round Valley High School, and not only the high school, elementary and middle school as well. Appreciate all those. So I know when we hooked up this stream it was raining, so we was trying to hurry, and we probably hit the wrong button somewhere. So for some reason the ads are not on it, so we'll get that fixed before Saturday's game. So our first home game this season will be Saturday at 11 a.m. against Snowflake Lobos. They'll be coming to visit in Round Valley. So a little different lineup than last JV game. We have Kensley Crick pitching, Skylar Hebner catching, Autumn Webster at first, Ava Rivas at second, Kyler Penrod at short, Ruth Biltbank at third, Sterling Simpson in left, Cassie Elmer in center, and Gabby Aragoyan in right field. Stepping up for the Wildcats is number 2, Jamie Turner. First pitch is a strike down the middle by Crick. High, 1-1. Looks like Turner's a slap hitter for the Morenci Wildcats. Batting from the left side. High, ball 2, 2-1. Foul ball over third base dugout, 2-2. Two on the leadoff batter from Morenci here in the bottom of the first inning. A little bit outside, so it makes it a full count to Turner. The strike 3. Outside corner called strike 3, first out of the inning. So Kiara Madrigal stepping up for the Wildcats, number 2 hitter. Strike 1, right down the middle. First 2 batters are not swung at the first pitch, so it looks like coach is telling them to let the first pitch go, kind of look at it for a minute. Second pitch, a little low and inside, 1-1. Change up behind the batter, so count is 2-1. That strike down the middle, right at the knee, so 2-2 evens the count up. Nobody on, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Round Valley ahead 4-0. Little low, moves the count full. Ball 4, the pitch was in the dirt. So Kiara goes to first base, and Hernandez steps at the plate for the Wildcats. Crick still pitching, Hebner still behind the plate for your Lady Elks. Foul ball down the left field line, 0-1. Simpson gets the ball back into play. That throw down as throw was off. Runner goes to second, so runner on second. Count 1-1. Hernandez still bat. Foul ball, just about a foot outside the third base line. Crick ahead and count 1-2. In the dirt, gets by Hebner. Magical goes to third. Evens the count up at 2. High, ball 3. Kansas liking the full count early this game. As all 3 batters have been to full counts. First one struck out, second one walked. Third batter, full count here. Strike down the middle, high fly ball towards Sterling in left field. Sterling went over Sterling's head. Picked up by Elmer, who brings it in. Hernandez able to make it a second, and Magical scores, so the score is now 4-1. As Simpson overran that just a little bit, came in a little too far. Batting for the Wildcats, number 15, Tara Jones. High, ball 1. A little low. Ball 2. Strike, swinging. Good pitch there by Crick. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hernandez still on second base. Jones batting. High, 3-1. Oh, high fly ball. Looks like it might be curving foul. Yes, it did, or it would have been out. So count 3-2 now. Jones still at bat. Full count to her. Crick delivers, a little high, walks down to first, so runners on first and second, 1 out. Salazar up to bat for Morenci. Strike, high fly ball. Penrod underneath it and makes the catch for the second out. Would have been infield fly anyway, but made sure of it. 2 outs. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Score 4-1 in favor of Round Valley. Batting for Morenci should be Couts. Because it looked like batter had to go to the restroom. Looks like they're going to have a strike to start with on her as for delay of game. So count starts 0-1. Score still 4-1 with 2 runners on from Morenci. Clouts steps in the batter's box. Strike, high fly over the backstop. 0-2. Over second baseman's head, drops in for a single. It looks like 2 runs will score, and the runner will go to second. So 2 will score, makes the score 4-3 after that single by Clouts. Runners were able to come clear away from first and third. All right, so it scores 4-3 now with runner on second, still 2 outs with Martinez up to bat. Inside, ball 1. Strike swinging, nice pitch by Crick. Evens the count out at 1. Grounder to Wilbank at third, fires over for the 3rd out. So Morenci comes up with 3 in the bottom of the first. So after 1 complete inning, Round Valley ahead 4-3. Also, your Round Valley baseball is playing at this time. Also, Morenci track teams in Safford. So we have about 90-something kids down here in southern Arizona today competing in sports. So it might be pretty quiet back at the school today. If I can, if you're watching this game and want to know the scores of the baseball game, I will try to let you know what the scores are if I'm able to get them. So it looks like for the JV baseball game, I don't have video or anything now, so I might not be able to get the JV game for the boys, but I'll be able to watch the varsity game as our varsity game's going on and can make sure I get the scores to you of that game. Simpson steps in the batter's box here at the top of the second for the Elks. Jones still pitching for Morenci. First pitch to Simpson, a swinging strike. Strike two looking, about knee high. Simpson quickly falls behind 0-2 in the count. Outside, 1-2's count. Pitcher wanted that pitch. Outside, ball 2, 2-2. Pitcher came with the changeup, just missed outside. Even the count out at 2. Strike 3 down the middle. Caught Simpson looking. Eric Goyen steps at the bat now. Gabby also a freshman, as Simpson was. Gabby's left fielder. Gabby swings at a high one overhead, strike 1. Down the middle, foul ball. Gabby got a little piece of it, but foul, so quick 0-2 on Gabby. Swings the low one, so it's 2 strikes. She can run to first if she can. They throw it back to pitch, but still able to get her at first, as Gabby didn't realize take off quite early enough, so 2 outs on 2 strikeouts with Hebner back up to bat. Hebner walked her first time up. High ball 1. Fly ball over second baseman's head. It'll drop in. Sorry, over third baseman's head. Drop in for a single. Hebner will stay at first. Oh, no, she goes second and makes it. As delayed throw comes in, she caught the shortstop napping on that. Is able to go to second. Brings up Penrod with 2 outs. Hebner at second as we try to get some runs here in the bottom of the top of the second. Down third baseline, it's in foul, it's fair, it's fair. That looked, sorry, ref called it foul, but it sure looked fair from where we're sitting. Looked like it went right over the inside the base. So just a loud foul, so Hebner goes back to second, Penrod still batting. Swings underneath that one, the changeup. Hebner's able to go to third base on the pass ball. So 2 outs, 2 strikes on Penrod with Hebner at third. In the dirt again, Hebner will score easily on that wild pitch. Makes the score 5-3. Count 2-2. Sorry, 1-2 to Penrod. She hits it up the middle, able to make it. Gets by second baseman, able to make a single there. Brings up Rivas. Nice battle by Penrod. Able to make a single up to middle, brings up Rivas. Rivas is a freshman this year. High. Rivas has played both outfield, and today she's playing second base. So it's great when these guys can play more in one position. They're a little short in numbers, so have to move things around, people around them every once in a while. High again, ball 2. Ball 2 to Rivas. Penrod still on first. Rivas hits a fly ball to center field. Center field's in and drops it. Actually, shortstop was able to drop that ball. Ball into second base. Second baseman misses it, and Penrod's able to come all the way home on the error and to score another run, makes the score 6-3. Rivas is able to advance to second base on the throw. So after, still with 2 outs here in the second after a couple of errors, Round Valley is leading 6-3. Morenci coach calls timeout, goes out to the mound to calm his team down a little bit, it looks like. All right, Webster steps up to bat with Rivas still at second base. Right over first base hit. Oh, curves foul. Slides foul down the first base line, so Rivas will go back to second. Autumn steps back in after the foul ball. Again down the first base line, but again foul. Quickly behind 0-2. Low in the dirt. Nice stop by Couts there. Keep the ball in front of her. Stop Penrod from advancing. High, ball 2. Evens the count out at 2. Getting to right field, slicing, but it's going to stay fair. It's going all the way to the fence. Rivas will score, and it goes out of play after a sliced fair and then rolled underneath the fence. So Webster's only gets a stand-up double. Would have easily been a triple on the play, but because it went underneath the fence, only a double. Brings Crick up to bat. Crick up to bat now. Crick had a hard hit the first inning. Batting again here in the second. Outside, ball 1. Webster's at second. 2-out rally here. We've been able to score all 3 runs with 2 outs after the first 2 batters struck out. Strike down the middle. Count evens out at 1 apiece for Kinsley. Kens fouls out straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A little high, 2-2. Changeup just barely missed high. Ken's works the count to 2 apiece. Outside, count now full. Oh, calls it on the inside corner for strike 3. So after 1.5 innings, the score is 7 for the Elks, 3 for the Wildcats. Crick still pitching for the Lady Elks with Hebner behind the plate. Leading off for Morenci is Webb, who is a left fielder. First pitch to Webb is outside, ball 1. Inside, ball 2. High, ball 3. As Ken tries to find the strike zone here. Down 3-0 to Webb to start off the bottom of the 2nd inning. Strike down the middle. 3-1. Strike 2 swinging. Even the count out at even count 3-2. Payoff pitch on the way. Low and inside, ball 4. So Webb goes to first with Marion up to bat. Marion, first baseman for the Wildcats. Little high, ball 1, throw down. Run down and out. Nice throw by Hebner to second. Runner hesitated. Penrod was able to get to Webster, who tagged Webb out for the first out of the inning. So ball 1 to Marion. Strike one, foul. 1-1. A little low, ball 2-1. High ball, oh, high ball 3-1. Thought for a minute he called that a strike, but just a ball. Strike, foul ball down the first baseline. Count goes full. Strike 3 swinging. As Marion went after, pitched a little out of the strike zone for strikeout, 2 outs. Stepping in the bat for Morenci is number 2, Turner, leadoff batter. High ball 1. Outside, 2-0. Ball 3, a little further outside, 3-0. He said outside. Soft hit down third base. Ruth picks it up, throws it first, and runner able to beat that out as she is a slap hitter. Nice play by Ruth there to make it close. Good stretch by Webster, but the speed of Turner beat out the throw. So 1 on, 2 outs with Madrigal up to bat. First pitch a little bit low. Ball 1. Down the middle. 1-1. Turner still on first. Foul ball off the runner's foot. Count goes to 1-2. 2 outs. Down the middle, hit to Kyler. And out at second, had to hesitate for a minute. It's going to be a close play, but was out at second base. Nice backhand by Penrod. Flip it over to Rebus. It looks like Turner hurt, sliding into second base. She's still on the ground. Hopefully she's okay. As her coach is out looking at her, looks like maybe an ankle. So after 2 complete innings, the score is 7 for your Lady Elks, 3 for Morenci. As Turner gets carried off the field, hopefully that ankle is not too serious. She's able to return to the game. Jones still pitching for Morenci as we start the top of the third inning. Wiltbank up to bat. Wiltbank hit one deep over center field their first time at bat. Hit right to shortstop. Line drive to shortstop. Didn't he have to move for the first out? Wilbank hit that one just a little bit up on the handle of the bat. So one out. Brings up Elmer. Elmer playing center field today. Pitch, swing and strike. Inside. Evens the count out at 1. Another changeup. Elmer underneath it, hits it to second base and makes the catch of the pop-up. So 2 quick outs for the Lynx. Simpson up to bat. Simpson up to bat, 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Inside, ball 1. Strike, evens the count at 1. Outside, 2-1. This pitcher tried to throw a changeup. Slipped a little out of her hand. Simpson had 2-1 in the count. Foul tip, strike 2. 2-2. Simpson strikes out, so that's 3 outs on your Lady Elks. So score after 2.5 innings, 7 for Round Valley, 3 for Morenci. So obviously, as I was announcing, I was saying Lynx, which is where I grew up and went to high school and then commentated later after I got out of school. So excuse me if I say the wrong team once in a while. You know, it's hard sometimes to break old habits. So after 2.5 innings, the Lady Elks are 7, Morenci's 3. Crick still pitching with Hebner behind the plate. Webster at first. Rivas at second. Penrod at short. Wiltbank at third. With Sterling, Elmer and air going in the outfield. Morenci up. Hernandez up first for Morenci here in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch on the way, just a little bit high. As I said, Crick still pitching. Strike one looking. Inside corner, it looked like by Crick. Evens the count out at 1. Strike 2 swinging. Hernandez swung underneath that one. Make the count 1-2. Oh, straight up the middle to Elmer, who gets it back in quick. Holds Hernandez to a hard single. So Hernandez at first, no outs, with Jones, the pitcher, up at bat for the Wildcats. Strike 1 swinging. High fly, going to be foul though, so count quickly 0-2. Number 15, 2 times she's got up, hit a couple of long foul balls. Luckily they went foul and not fair. High ball 1. Good job so far by having her behind the plate. It's been a couple years since she catched. Doing a good job back there for not catching for a while. Way high over Hebner's head. Hernandez able to go to second on the wild pitch. Count evens up at 2. A little low, full count. Didn't miss by much, but did miss. Line drive to second base, where Penrod snares it for the first out of the inning. So 1 out. Hernandez still at second. Salazar up to bat. Outside, ball 1. Strike in the hole. Rivas goes over, gathers it, flips it over, and it's called safe. It was a slow roller to Rivas. She picked it up, but unable to get to first in time. Hernandez moves to third on the play. So 2 on, 1 out, as we have runners at the corner. Couts hitting for Morenci. First pitch strike. Going down to second without a throw was Salazar. So runners now on second and third. Strike two. Inside corner, but she did go around. So strike two. As Crick's ahead of Couts quickly 0-2. High, ball one. High, ball two, 2-2. Little low. Full count. Down the middle, foul ball. Count remains full. In the dirt. Couts takes her base. Bases are full of Wildcats now. With Martinez up to bat. Still only one out. High, ball one. Little low, 2-0. Bases loaded for the Wildcats, one out. 2-0 count on Martinez. Hebner goes out, talk to Crick. Junior trying to calm down the freshman. Strike, foul, and safe. Penrod throws it home. Hebner ain't able to hang on to it, so runner is safe at home. Runner's base is still full, so still one out. Base is full after the error. Webb now batting for Morenci. Strike one, foul down the third baseline. Small dribbler. High, ball one, 1-1. Ball low in the dirt. Nice stop by Hebner behind the plate. Count 2-1. Strike, foul ball. 1-2. Two and two. Foul ball. Count remains the same. Nice hustle by Wiltbank, trying to get that, but it went over the fence. Strike three, swinging. Nice hard pitch by Crick there. Got by the batter, so 2 outs, bases loaded. Morenci has got 1 run in so far, with Marin stepping up the base, up to bat for Morenci. Hard line drive center field, deep in the hole. This is going to run and clear the fence. Probably clear the bases on the play. We'll clear the bases, so a 3-run single as that ball went to clear the fence in the gap between right and center field. So ties the score up at 7. With Riviera batting. So Riviera up to bat. As the score is now tied in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Morenci has a runner on first base. Down low, ball 1. Nice pick up by Hebner. Ball 2. Same spot. Fly ball, first base, and Autumn collects it for the 3rd out of the inning. So after 3 complete innings, the score is now tied at 7. As I said earlier in the game, somehow when we set up this stream, we didn't get the ads on it. So sorry about that. We're not able to run the ads between innings, but we'd still like to thank all those who do sponsor us, and we'll make sure we get that taken care of next time. Eric going up to bat. Start off the 4th inning for Round Valley. First pitch, a nice single by Aragoyen to left field. Nice sharp single by Aragoyen. As he hits the first pitch on a rope to right field for the single. Hebner up to bat. 1 on, no out. low. It gets by the catcher. Error going on to second base on the pass ball. Hebner swung through that one for strike one, 1-1. Hebner just smiles as she knew she pulled her head on that swing. Nice sharp line drive to left field. Left fielder quickly gets it in. And Hebner is able to go to second as shortstop was not paying attention. So a single and a stolen base on the play. So no outs, 2 on, bringing Penrod up to bat. High, ball 1. Penrod won that one, but she's able to lay off as it was high. Foul. Line drive foul down the left field line as the pitcher took a little bit off that, and Penrod was just a little bit in front of it. Count 1-1. Ball 2, high. 2-1's the count. Still runners on second and third. Hebner on second. Aragoyan on third. No outs. Top of the 4th. Ball 3. Missed the same spot. High, ball 4. Penrod will take her base. Rivas up to bat. Rivas had a nice little hit over second base last time up to bat. So no outs. Jones still pitching for Morenci. Ball 1. Nice pickup by Couch. Keep it from going past her. Foul ball, straight back. Rivas just a little behind that pitch. Count evens out at 1. Foul ball, strike 2, 1-2. Rivas was on that pitch, just fouled it straight down. So 1-2's the count. No outs. Bases loaded for the Elks. Top of the 4th. And strike. Strike 3 swinging. So it's only the first out of the inning as we struck out on a changeup and brings Autumn Webster up to bat. First pitch to Autumn, a little high. 1-0. smacked. Autumn smacks it in the center field. 2 runs will score as Eric Goyen and Hebner will score. Penrod moves to third on a nice hit by Webster. Score is 9-7 in favor of your Elks. Kansley Crick up to bat. Still with only 1 out. Runners on the corners. High ball 1. Webster goes down to second, uncontested, as they're more worried about the runner on third than her going to second. Hit the shortstop, throw to first, be out at first, but Penrod will score, and Webster will advance to third, so 2 outs. Another run will score, so 10-7 with Wiltbank up to bat. Hard hit by Crick just right at the shortstop, who was able to make the strong throw to first. Wiltbank steps in the batter's box. First pitch to Wiltbank high. Wiltbank hits it foul, evens the count out at 1. Webster still on third base, 2 outs. Foul tip, 1-2. Ruth down the count 1-2. Look for the pitcher to probably throw a change-up. That's what she's been doing a lot of times when she gets the 2-count strike. Let's see if that's true this time. No, Ruth hits it in the gap between second and third. Will score another run. Holds Ruth to a single, but able to bring in 1 with Elmer up to bat. Scores 11-7. Elmer hits it in the hole again between second and third, same spot. Wiltbank advances to second on the play, so 2 outs, 2 on. Ninth batter of the inning, Sterling Simpson up to bat. High ball 1. Low. Wiltbank goes to third and makes it on the drop ball by catch. Elmer also advances to second, so 2 on, second and third. Count 2-0 to Simpson. High, but Sterling swings at it, so strike 1, 1-2. Another high ball, which is Simpson swings at, evens the count at 2. Outside, full count. Wiltbank on third, Elmer on second, full count, 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning. And called a strike 3 on the play. So 3 outs. Elks were able to pick up 4 runs that inning to lead by 4 after 3.5. 11-7. Couple of defensive replacements for your Lady Elks in the outfield. We have Alessandra Otero in left field and Libby Doyle in right field. Couple more freshmen. Still Crick pitching with Hebner catching. Stepping in the batter's box for Morenci is Magical. First pitch, swing and strike, foul. Crick gets ahead 0-1. High, ball 1. Strike, foul, 1-2. Ball 1, strike 2 after the timeout. Make sure the catcher was okay, the umpire was okay after he's hit by that foul ball. Down low, 2-2. High, full count. Strike 3 swinging. Nice pitch by Crick. Dropped by Hebner, but she's able to throw down the first to Autumn to get the out at first. So 1 out, no on. with Hernandez stepping in the bat. Heart of Morenci's lineup. Strike, high fly ball, left field. Elmer calls it and makes the catch in short left center for the second out. Elmer had to run quite a ways to get that. Nice job by Elmer on that catch. So 2 quick outs with Jones up to bat, the pitcher. Inside, ball 1. Foul ball as Jones chased the high one. Evens the count out at 1. Foul ball straight back, 1 and 2 count. Your Elks leading by 4, 11-7, bottom of the 4th. Foul ball to Roots. Roots able to snag that close to the dugout. Nice job by Roots to range over to grab that for the 3rd quick out. So after 4 complete innings, 11-7 for your Lady Elks. Looks like this will be the last inning from what umpire just said to coach. So this game will only go 5. Stepping up to bat is Libby Doyle, first batter for the Elks. Libby up to bat, first pitch to her. Little low, ball 1. Strike swinging, 1-1. High, ball 2, 2-1 to Libby. Libby, a freshman for the Elks, from what I understand, moved here from Snowflake. From Snowflake to Round Valley. Ball 3. Strike two swinging. Full count to Doyle. No outs. First batter of the fifth inning. Doyle hits it to shortstop with a strong throw over to first base for the first out. Looks like we have Walker coming in the bat for Heavener. So Kelsey batting for Heavener here in the fifth inning. Trying to get a couple of these players that haven't batted yet a little bit of playing time. Nice line drive. It looks like deep and over the fence. Yes, nice line drive. Home run by Walker on the first pitch he sees as it goes deep over the center field fence. So home run. Girls have a little fun with it there. So scored 12-7 now after that home run by Walker. Ariola in the bat now for Penrod. Ariola sharp foul down the third base line. Quick 0-1 to her. Carla lifts a short bunt down the first base line and out as she swung a little early, got it right on the tip of the bat. It went maybe a foot, and pitcher was able to come in and get that for the second out. Taisley Newman in for Ava Rivas now. So 2 outs, 12-7. Like I said earlier, this will be the last inning of the JV game. Strike one to Newman. Ball in the dirt, 1-1. Line drive up the middle by Newman for a sharp single. Webster up to bat, 2 outs, 1 on. Strike to Webster. Newman goes down to second base on the steal. Runner in scoring position for Webster. Webster swings it off speed pitch and misses a strike 2. As she's way out in front of that one. Strike 3, third out of the inning. So after 4.5 innings, the score is 12-7. Last half inning of the ball game coming up.
All three re-enter. So I've got 8, 10, and 2 re-entering. 8, 10, 2.
2, 1, and 5.
2, 1, and 5. Oh, 8 went in, 10 went in, 2 went in. 2, 1, and 5. Yes, sir. The top 3.
Yes.
Here you go.
All right. Looks like we have Rivas in at catcher for the Elks. Otero and Doyle in the outfield with Elmer. And around the infield we have Webster, Penrod, Hebner at short now, and Penrod moves to second with Wiltbank still at third and Crick still pitching. So little defensive changes here for your Lady Elks. Moving people around as our numbers are kind of low this year. Only 15 players out altogether for softball, so trying to get some of these girls to learn multiple positions. So if we need to, we can change it around during the games, especially as they get a little bit older, get a little bit more experience. This will be great for them. And it's good that girls are willing to change and move and learn new positions. It helps the team as a whole when they do that. All right, Crick still pitching here in the bottom of the fifth. Salazar up to bat. Outside, nice pickup by Rivas. Ball one. A little high. Ball two. High fly, going to hit me. It almost hit me. So foul ball, 2-1. Wouldn't have hurt me, but about got me. Strike two swinging, nice pitch by Crick. She took just a little bit off. Batter was way ahead of that one, so 2-2. In the dirt, full count. Outside, ball four. Salazar goes to first, brings up Couts. Sorry, pinch hitter it looks like. 16, who is Leah Strong, in for Couts. So 1 on, no outs. Strong up to bat. Crick pitching. Strike, foul ball. Strong was a little bit behind that pitch. Back to Crick. Crick goes over to first, and Autumn's able to snag it. Throw it just a little high to her, but able to get that for the first out. Salazar advances to second. So Martinez up to bat. 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. High ball 1. Gets by Rivas. Runner advances to third on the play. line drive to left field. The runner will score. Nice pickup by Otero to hold the runner to a single. So 12-8, still 1 out, 1 on. Webb up to bat. High. Runner still second. Ball 2. Wild pitch gets by Rivas. Runner advances to third. So 2-0. Lady Elks still win them ahead by 4. High fly ball. Oh, nice catch. Nice catch by Penrod as she makes a diving catch for the second out of the inning. Beautiful job by Penrod as she dove and snagged that right before it hits the ground. So the second out. Runner unable to advance, so 2 outs. Runner on third. Score remains 12-8. Marion up to bat for
Whose kid is that anyway?
ball 1.
I got nothing. She was going to left field. You got to tell her right field. To your left.
Foul ball. Count 1-1. Strike 2. That's only, batter thought it was the third one. It's only strike 2, so it counts 1 and 2. Here on Marion for Morenci. Crick's trying to finish this game here in the bottom of the 5th. Foul ball. Seems like Crick's got a little bit better as the game has gone on, a little bit better control, found her spot. As the first inning, she had a lot of 3 and 2 counts, but since then has found her groove, done a good job on the mound. Strike 3. Runner's able to make it a first though on the drop third strike, and Martinez will score. So
when the wind died down, I'm like, okay, it's totally fine. And then as soon as that wind picked up, I'm like, so I went and got my blanket out of my car. I'm like, I'm freezing.
good job, kiddo.
Thank you. Is it still not working?
All things like, man, down. It's like,
Well, so Tyler's like, is the game over? I was like, well, yeah. He's like, oh, well, the feed goes up. I'm like, oh, you're fine. You didn't miss much.
no, just the last out of the game, basically, is all it was.
I'm like, you're fine.
Yep. Yeah. Lily. How do I get off this?
What do you want?
There we go.
Hey.
There we go.
Did you go in already?
Yes. All right. We'd like to welcome you to Morenci for our varsity game between the Morenci Wildcats and your Round Valley Elks. For you to miss the last couple batters of the JV game, because of technical difficulties on our end, the JV won 12-8. Kinsley Crick pitched the entire game, did a great job for us in the JV game. Round Valley will be up to bat first with Heavener, Penrod, and it looks like Ariola as the first three batters for Round Valley. Oh, maybe not. Got four of them out, so we got Heavener, Penrod, Walker, and Ariola. As you know, from Round Valley, we have 2 juniors, 6 or 7 sophomores, and 5 freshmen. So we're young, and it looks like they're pretty young too to play that many other underclassmen. So getting ready for the first pitch with Heavener stepping in. And also, you guys that are interested in the boys baseball game that starts at the same time, I will try to give you scores if I can get to them. First pitch to Heavener, just a little bit high. Strike one. Heavener swung through that one, 1-1. Change up, Heavener's a little bit underneath it, pops it out to second base for the first out. Penrod up to bat. Kyler with a foul ball, first pitch, 0-1. Swing, strike, strike two. Penrod quickly behind 0-2 on the count. Outside, ball one. Foul ball, looks like it's going to be out of play. Foul ball, strike two. So still, counter still remains 1 and 2 to Penrod. Penrod swings underneath that, strike three. Quick 2 outs for your Lady Elks with Ariola up to bat. With Walker on deck. They switched, looks like they switched Walker and Ariola in the lineup this week. First pitch, change up. Ariola's way in front of it. Foul ball, strike two. On 2 to Ariola, 2 outs. As Woodall's retired the first 2 batters of the inning. Ariola foul ball as she reached out trying to protect. Count remains 0-2. Sharp single to left field. Ariola will make a single on the play. Got Walker coming up. Walker, a cleanup hitter for the day. Walker got 1 at bat in the JV game, hit a home run over center field fence. Simpson in running for Ariola. Walker steps in. Woodall hits it in the gap between first and second for another single. So 2 singles in a row after 2 quick outs. As Kelsey delivers a single. They have Taisley Newman up to bat now. Taisley, sophomore catcher. High fly ball, short left field. Let's see, the left fielder drops it. And Simpson scores on the drop fly ball. Walker moves to third, and Newman moves to second. That would have been a hard play to make, as it's kind of in the no man's land out there. So Autumn up to bat after we score 1. Webster able to hold up on the first pitch, ball 1. Webster foul ball, past first base, 1-1. Outside, ball 2. Strike 2. Down the middle of the plate. Evens the count up at 2. High. Even the count, full count now. As Woodard was hoping Autumn would chase on that one. Autumn held off. Payoff pitch here. Strike 3. Caught the inside corner, so 3 outs. Elks were able to bring one across for a 1-0 lead halfway through the first inning. Defensive alignment for your Elks. Catching is sophomore Taisley Newman, pitching sophomore Kari Ariola. First base, sophomore Autumn Webster. Second base, sophomore Penrod. Shortstop, sophomore Kelsey Walker. Third base, junior Ruth Wilbank. Left field is freshman Kensley Crick. Center field is junior Skylar Hebner. And right field is sophomore Cassidy Elmer.
For the Wildcats, Cameron Woodall.
Woodall up to bat to start the bottom of the first inning for Morenci. Ariola pitching. First pitch low and inside, ball 1.
Ball 1.
Oh, hit. Second pitch to hit batter. She trots down to first. Hit her on the knee, so Woodard's at first with Hernandez up to bat. Hit sharply in the hole, past the diving Walker, past the Bass Crick, be at least 2 bases. Runner will score all the way from first, and Hernandez will stay at second base. The double play as it got sharp enough to get past both Crick and Walker for a double. Runner will score, make the score 1-1. Jones up to bat. Jones pitched a JV game for Morenci. Ball 1 got past Taze on the low pitch. Runner advances to third. Not a good start for the Elks the first couple of batters. Let's see if they can settle down a little bit. Find the groove. Pitch low again. Nice block by Newman. Foul ball. 2-1. Foul ball, straight back, out of play. 2-2. Sharp foul ball past third base. Count remains the same. Strike, swing and strike three. Newman throws down from first for the out, throws back, and save. Just that faster as the runner came home on the throw down to first. So 2-1 for Morenci as they get the out at first on the drop third strike. But the runner does score, so no on, one out. With Salazar up to bat. Strike one. Oh, one. Looks like ball. Looked good, but called it a ball. Low. Ball one. Ball two, low again. 2-1. Line drive to left field in the hole. Be as clean, looks like he's going for two. She'll make it for a double. So a double by Salazar. Bring up Bastine. Bastine up, one on. First pitch, swing and strike. Got Salazar on second after double. High ball one, 1-1. Short shot to Ruth. Ruth over the first for the second out. Nice play by Wiltbank because she had to charge that for the second out. Salazar moves up to third base, so 2 outs and runner on third. Elks trailing 2-1. Madrigal up to bat. Another hard grounder pass. Ruth, fair ball. Clear down to third base. Crick picks it up, throws it in, but not before Madrigal gets to second base on the double. So 3-0, 3-1. Still 2 outs with Wishman up to bat. Strike one. High. Ball gets by Newman. Runner will go to third base. So still 2 outs. Count 1-1. With Madrigal on third. Fly ball, but foul. Counts 1 and 2. Change up just a little bit high, 2 and 2. Foul ball past third base. Count remains 2 and 2. Shot to Ruth, gets by Ruth as it takes a bad hop. Another run will score. It hit in front of Wiltbank, took a crazy hop to the left, and Ruth wasn't able to hang on to it. So another run will score, runner on first. Martinez up to bat. Fly ball and foul ball down the right field line. Would have been probably a double. It would have stayed fair. So count 0 and 1. Foul ball, strike 2. Two outs here on the bottom of the first inning. Wildcats have already put 4 across with the runner on first. High, gets by Newman again. Runner advances to second. Martinez still at bat, count 1 and 2. Line drive, another line drive to left field. They'll send the runner who will score. Makes it 5-0 after the single by Martinez. Kaus will be up to bat, 5-1. Foul ball, strike 1. Two outs as Grand Valley tries to get out of this first inning. High ball 1, 1-1. Strike, swing and strike, strike 2, 1 and 2. Batting his counts for the Wildcats. Foul ball, count remains the same. Runner still on first, 2 outs. Still 1 and 2. Change up, foul ball again. Count remains 1 and 2. Runner on first. Oh, looked like a little bit inside. Looked pretty good pitch. Count is now 2 and 2. Change up, swing, and strike 3. As she chased one out of the strike zone. So after one complete inning, 5-1 in favor of Morenci.
Bottom of the third.
Elks need to get their bats going here as we start the second inning.
Round Valley Elks 1, the Morenci Wildcats 5.
Slide one, four.
All right, getting ready to start the bottom of the second inning. For those that are interested, the boys baseball team is losing also to Morenci 3-0. Bottom of the first, 2 outs. They have 1 runner on third. Morenci does, leading 3-0. Stepping in the batter's box for your Lady Elks is Kinsley Crick. Back hits to second base. Second baseman scoops it up, throws a little high and safe as she pulls the first baseman off the bag. So on the error, Crick is first as she hustled down the line. Elmer up to bat with Ruth on deck. Ball low. Lady Elks with 1 on, no outs. Elmer at bat. Ball 2 high. Cass with a short pop, which is caught by the pitcher. Crick gets back to first, so 1 out after the pop fly to the pitch by Elmer. Wiltbank up to bat. First pitch to Wiltbank is a ball low. Crick still on first base. Strike swinging. Go down to first. Crick's back in plenty of time. So 1 count. Line drive, single by Wiltbank. Crick advances to second on the play, so 2 on, 1 out. Hebner back up to bat, top of the lineup.
Number 2, Skylar Hebner.
Ball outside. Strike swinging on Hebner, so 1-1 the count. Still have 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Hebner steps in, ready to hit. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. Ball 3, 3-1. Strike 2 swinging. Has to chase one a little bit out of the strike zone. So full count. Strike 3. Strike 3, but runner's able to move up on the drop ball, so 2 outs. So Wiltbank at second, Crick at third with 2 outs. Penrod stepped in the circle. Penrod foul ball. Oh, and 1 the count to Penrod. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the second inning. Ball high. Oh, line drive, but right to shortstop. Nice hit by Penrod, but shortstop happened to be in the right place and caught that line drive. So Morenci is still ahead 5-1 after an inning and a half. Watching the boys game on Game Changer, it appears that the baseball team is also having a hard time against Morenci in the first inning. Morenci is now ahead 6-0, still in the first inning with 2 on, as the boys also trying to fight through that first inning, get out of that.
Now leading off for the Wildcats, Woodall.
Top of the lineup starts on second inning as the Wildcats were able to go through the complete lineup first inning. Woodall up to bat for the Wildcats. Swing and strike 1. Ariolo still pitching, Newman catching. Infield and outfield still the same. Line drive foul. 0-2. Looks like your boys were able to get out of the first inning finally, trailing 6-0 as they'll come to bat in the second. 0-2 to Woodard. Down to Wiltbank. Wiltbank over to first for the first out of the inning. Nice play by Wiltbank to get the first out of the inning on that slow 1 hopper. So a quick 1 out. Brings Hernandez up to bat. Strike one on the foul ball, straight back. Foul ball, strike two. Ball low, nice pickup by Newman as the ball was in the dirt. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hernandez at bat. Foul ball. Count remains 1-2. As Hernandez is up battling. Down low, ball 2, 2-2. Oh, that was close, but they called it a little bit low, so it makes it a full count. So from here, it looked across the knees, but he thought it was a little low. So payoff pitch, down third base, foul ball. Count remains full. Foul ball again. Again down the third base line. High, strike 3 as Hernandez chases one up out of the strike zone for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Wildcats, Jones.
So Jones up to bat. Two outs here in the bottom of the second as your Lady Elks try to hold the Wildcats without a run this inning. Change up. Strike 1 on the changeup by Ariola. Throws Jones. Fastball, strike 2. So quick 0-2 count on Jones. In the dirt. So 1-2 count. Little low, 2-2.
Low, 2-2.
High fly. Hits the top of the dugout. So count remains 2-2. Girls are laughing at the coaches since they're all running like scared little chickens. So. Foul ball again, still 2-2. As this is turned into quite a battle between Jones and Ariola. This is either the 7th or 8th pitch of the bat. Count remains 2-2. Sharp grounder, Ruth. Ruth grabs it. Nice play by Ruth on the sharp. One hopper to her. And a great throw to first base for the 3rd out. So the Elks were able to get out of that. No hits, no runs, no errors. Come up to the bat in the top of the 3rd. Still trailing by 4. All right, Ariola will start us out here in the top of the 3rd. Looks like the boys, in the meantime, got something going in the top of the 2nd inning. They've scored 1 so far with bases loaded and no outs. So the score of the boys' game is 6-1 for Morenci, but we do have bases loaded for them. Ariola up to bat with Walker on deck. First pitch by Ariola is long, but foul. So quick strike 1. Strike 2 on a changeup, as Ariola was done swinging by the time the ball got there. So 0-2. Yeah, she couldn't hold up on the changeup. Outside, ball 1. Tried another changeup, but it missed outside. So 1-2. Foul ball. Ariola hangs in there. Count remains 1-2. In the hole, Bass shortstop, all the way to the fence. Ariola goes to second for a double, as it's in the gap between the left fielder and center fielder, so no outs. And with Ariola at second, as she's reached out and drove that one. Walker up to bat. Simpson going in, run for Ariola. Walker also had a sharp single between first and second, her first time up to bat. Inside, ball 1 to Walker. Walker hits it in the gap, also between second and third. It's going to be at least a, it went under the fence for a double. With Walker's speed, it probably would have been a triple if it would have went under the fence. So Walker drives in Simpson, makes the score 6-2. Still nobody out with Newman up. Newman up to bat, trying to drive Walker in from second base. Taze also swings through a changeup for strike one. You'll just gotta have to wait on that changeup, recognize it when it comes, and wait and drive it. Outside, 1-1. Another changeup. Newman got underneath that one for a pop-up to shortstop, who came in and grabbed that right behind the pitcher, so one out. Walker remains at second. So for your boys game, the boys were able to score 2 runs in the top of the second, so only trailed Morenci by 4, 6-2. Webster up to bat, 1 out, 1 on. Webster holds up, ball 1. Not even close. Not even close. Yep. Ball 2 high. Walker dancing off second between pitches, trying to dare him to throw it to second where she can get on the third with her speed. Down the middle, strike 1, 2-1.
Right down the middle. 2-1.
Outside, ball 3, 3-1. Autumn hits it back to pitch. He throws it to first for the second out. Walker able to go on to third. So 2 outs now with Walker on third. Crick up to bat with Elmer on deck. Kensley got on the first inning with on an error by the second baseman. Kensley steps in the batter's box. Watches the high one, ball 1. Strike 1 on a changeup.
1-1.
Woodall's got a pretty good changeup out there. Throwing us quite a bit on that changeup. Strike 2 swinging as she's able to throw that one past Crick.
1-2.
So 2 outs. Crick behind the count 1-2 with Walker still on third base. High. Nice play by catcher to keep that in front of her as it was way high. Had to jump to get it. So counts 2-2. Crick hits it down third baseline, but foul. As she's able to wait on that changeup just a little bit and able to foul it off. Kensley battles back there, just fouls off another one. Count remains at 2s. High and outside, Kensley works the count full. Walker still at third. Waiting for Kensley to drive her in. Kensley swings under, drops it, but able to catcher able to throw it to first for the third out. So 1 run scores on 2 doubles for your Lady Elks. So after 2.5, it is 5-2 for Morenci. All right, as we get ready to start the bottom of the third, I want to thank those sponsors. Sorry about the first game when we couldn't get them up, but they're rolling now, so thank all those sponsors that make it possible for us to do this. Also, Wes for putting this together for us where we can broadcast to those that ain't able to come. Stepping in from Morenci is number 5, Salazar. First pitch to her is a changeup, which he swings at. Strike 1. Changeup was in the dirt, but Salazar was able to hold up on the pitch. Strike 2, fly ball to Kensley. Ken's underneath it and over her head, misses it. Skyler over to get it. And on the third, going to be a 3-base error as Kensley overrun that pitch. So Salazar on at first, with Bastine in the bat. In the dirt, low, but runner did not come as it got past Newman. Ball 1. Ball 2 outside. Ball 3 low again. So 3-0. With a runner on third base for Morenci. No outs. Strike 1. Count 3-1. As you knew she wasn't going to be swinging on that one. Strike 2. So full count as that was on the outside corner. Bastine still batting for Morenci. High. Bastine's able to draw the walk.
Now batting, Ira Madrigal.
A little confab here as they felt if she walked, she turned to go to second, and the rules say if she can't make an attempt to go to second and stop unless when it's in the second. So it looks like Colette is going to lose this argument. they don't see it the same way that we did. So runner will be on first and third. Still no outs. Madrigal up to bat. Foul. So strike one on the play. So as the runner went to second, they threw it to shortstop. To Walker, who threw it to Ruth, almost nailed it, got the runner at third, but unsuccessful. So 0-1 the count. Foul ball. Tay's unable to hang on to it. So 0-2. 0-2 the count to Madrigal. No outs, runners on second and third. Foul ball. Count remains 0-2. Line drive in the gap. 2 runs will score as the throw's off line. Gets by everybody, goes clear the backstop, so runners are able to advance to third on the single. As the the throw was over the third baseman's head. Looks like the runner got hurt coming in to score though. As she's grabbing her side at this time. Never good to see anybody get hurt during these games. Want everybody to be healthy and well. Just a game. We just want to make sure that they're okay. So boys game is 7-2 at this time, with Morenci winning ahead. Bottom of the second. 1 out for Morenci with a runner on third. No outs for Morenci as they've scored 2 so far and have a runner still on third base. Stepping in the bat is Wishman. Hard shot past third, but called foul by the umpire. 0-1 is the count. High ball 1-1. Strike. Count 1-2. Strike 3, swinging for the first out of the inning. Madrigal remains at third base. Martinez up to bat for the Wildcats. Strike, swinging. Strike 2. Ariola had it in the count 0-2 real quick on Martinez with one out here in the bottom of the third. Your Lady Elks trailing 7-2. Ball in the dirt, nice pickup by Newman. Strike three swinging, so 2 quick outs, 2 strikeouts by Ariola. So still runner at third with 2 outs. Batting for the Wildcats is Couts. Little number, and it goes foul.
Foul ball.
It's a good thing it had that spin and went foul, or she would have been safe at first, and then run would have scored. But harmless little pop that goes foul, so counts 0-1. Strike 2. As Count swings through it.
0-2.
Down low, ball 1, 1-2.
Oh, 2-2.
2-2, sorry, 2-2. Three and two count. After that changeup was a little short. Strike low. Ball low. Now it's full count. Thought they were off one, so full count now. As the last time he had signaled full count as well. Down the middle to Walker, who makes a nice play on the ball and throws a strike to first base. Nice play by Kelsey over to Autumn for the third out. Wildcats were able to pick up 2 runs on 1 hit, and after 3, lead 7-2. Lady Elks coming up to bat. Start at the top of the 4th inning. Lady Elks trail by 5, 7-2. Update on the boys game, bottom of the 2nd. The men are losing 7-2, 7-2 also, but it's the bottom of the 2nd. Looks like Morenci has 3 on and 1 out as they threaten to score more. Stepping in the batter's box for your Lady Elks is Cassidy Elmer. 6 sophomores that start the game. She squares the bunt and low in the dirt, ball 1. She bunts, pitcher rushes in, grabs it, and throws her out at first. So 1 quick out. Cassie able to get the bunt down, but pitcher bounced off the mound, was able to grab it quickly and throw her out. Wiltbank steps in to bat with 1 out. Wiltbank hits one deep and high. Let's see, and it's gone to left field. Wiltbank hits one deep, gets over the field, gets over the fence for a home run. So makes the score 7-3. First pitch that Wiltbank saw, she set deep over the left field fence for the home run. So just 1 out as we scored that first run of the inning with Skylar Hebner, top of the lineup, back up to bat. Hebner swings through the first pitch, strike 1. Swings through the second one, strike 2 as she tried to hold up on the changeup. Off-speed pitch she was out ahead of, so 0-2 to Hebner. Strike 3 swinging as she chases the high one. So 2 outs with Penrod up to bat. After 2 complete innings of the boys game, boys are trailing 8-2. Penrod up to bat with 2 outs, no on here in the top of the 4th. Ball in the dirt. 1-0. Fly over shortstop for a single. Penrod on first. Is able to get that over shortstop's head for the single. Ariola steps up. 2 outs. Penrod on first. Ariola up to bat with a single and a double so far this game. Her and Walker in the middle of the order are both been 2-2 with doubles and singles. See if they can continue their hot hitting here in the 4th inning with Penrod on first. Down a little low. Ball 1. Ariola hits it third, down third baseline, but foul as she was way ahead of that on that changeup. Count 1-1, 2 outs. As Carlos steps back in the batter's box. Down low, Penrod goes to second on the drop ball. Safely, so runner on second in scoring position now. Count 2-1. Oh, just a short blooper down to second, be out at first as tied her up on the pitch. So no outs with one hit for the Elks at the play. So after 3.5 innings, the score is still 7-3 after Wiltbank's home run. Baby, I love rock and roll. Put another down in the deep with me. Let's go to the name.
For the Wildcats.
Sorry for those out there that was enjoying my singing. My wife says I can't sing anymore during the live video. So, hey, but the song I was singing to, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, I was playing on my 8-track player when I met my wife. So it's near and dear to my heart. So, stepping in for Morenci, number 13, Wishman. Change up, gets by it, gets in there for a strike. Sorry, Woodall at the bat. Beautiful change up by Ariola on the pitch. Strike 2, fastball on the outside part of the plate. Strike 3, swinging. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out. So quick first out of the bottom of the 4th. Hernandez up to bat. Strike 1. Change up, line drive. Hebner's trying to track it down, unable to get to it. It bounces over for a double. Hebner dove for it, but able to get to it as it was in the gap. Nice effort by Hebner out there as Ariola hung up that change up just a little bit. Jones up to bat with 1 out. Oh, that could be gone way deep by Jones. Jones have been close to a home run all the last 2 games and finally connected and kept it fair and sent it for a 2-run home run and make it 9-3 in favor of Wildcats. Nice effort out there by Crick as she kept tracking the ball and ended up tumbling over the fence. Hope she's all right out there.
Now batting for the Wildcats. Salazar.
Salazar up to bat now for Morenci. Hit right to Autumn, went off Autumn's glove, but Penrod was able to get over and grab it and throw it back to Autumn for the second out of the inning. It was hit hard enough to Autumn that it went off her glove quickly, and Penrod was able to get that. Nice play by Penrod there. Bastine up to bat for Morenci. Foul ball. Strike one. Oh, hit her in the helmet. I hope she's okay. It appears that she is as she goes down. As she goes down to first, inside pitch. Tried to duck out of the way, but hit by a pitch in the helmet.
Now batting for the Wildcats,
Bastine's going to have a runner in for her after she's hitting the helmet by that pitch. Madrigal will step in the batter's box. While we're waiting for the batter, just update on the boys' game. Looks like the boys have something going in the top of the third. They've scored two so far, with only one out, with two runners still on base, trailing 8-4. Have a break in the action as coach is saying that 16, who came in and run for number 1, was not on their lineup. So, obviously stayed in the game. Umpire said it was on hers, even though it wasn't on our lineup. So, Madrigal steps in to hit. Runner on first, 2 outs. 2 runs in here in the bottom of the 4th. Runner stays at first after the ball in the dirt, ball 1. Little inside, looked pretty good. Called it a ball. Ball 2. Runner still on first. Your Lady Elks trailing 9-3. Ball. Nice play by Walker as he ran clear to second base to pick that up and step on second base for the 3rd out of the inning. Beautiful play by Walker there. So after 4 complete innings, it is 3 for your Lady Elks, 9 for Morenci. All right, Walker up to bat, starting off the bottom of the 5th inning. Walker ended the bottom of the 4th by a nice play at shortstop, getting the 3rd out at second base. Walker 2 for 2 so far with a double and a single, as the Lady Elks fight to claw their way back into this game, try to draw a little even. Walker steps back out as the pitcher was not ready yet. Down low, ball 1. Foul ball as Walker chases a low one. So 1-1. High ball 2, 2-1. Ball 3 in the dirt. Walker's able to work the count to 3-1. Right now she's probably waiting on one pitch in her zone where she can drive it. There's, oh, foul ball. That was a pitch. Just little fouls off a foul ball, so count is now full, 3-2. Counts right to first base. He steps on the base for the 1st out of the inning with just a 1 hopper to first base.
Out number 1.
So 1 out. Paisley Newman up. Just like I'll tell you every game, if you've got kids that in middle school, elementary, or even high school that are interested in playing sports, getting involved in club activities, encourage them. Get them involved in school. School is so much better when you're involved in school, when you're doing something fun. So get your kids involved. We need more players out there. We need more baseball players, basketball players, softball players. Newman fouls off the first one. So encourage your kids to get out and be active. Right now on both the JV and varsity softball teams, we only have 15 players. We should have 25 to 30 players out there participating so we can grow the program. Strike 2 swinging on Newman.
0-2.
Foul ball. Newman fights off that one for a strike. Still 0-2. Line shot, but to shortstop who picks it up and makes a good throw to first base for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 outs with Webster stepping in the bat. Looks like the Round Valley boys baseball team are making things interesting. And the score is now 7 for them, 8 for Morenci. Bases loaded with only 1 out in the top of the 3rd. So Round Valley boys are coming back. Ball 1 to Webster.
1-0.
Webster hits it to short, goes between her legs for a error, and Webster's able to get to first on the play. Bring Crick up to bat. Boys game is now tied up at 8-all with 2 outs, 2 on for the boys baseball team. Crick, freshman, up to bat. High, ball one. Strike one. As Crick swings and misses that one. 1-1. Low as she tries to throw a changeup. Goes down to first trying to get Webster, who's back in time. 2-1 to count to Crick. Foul ball. Off the umpire's mask, it looks like he's okay. Count 2-2. Morenci calls timeout with count 2-2 on Crick with 2 outs and Webster on first. Just to let you know, on the boys' game, it is tied at 8 going into the bottom of the 3rd inning. All right, here we go into the, as they get out of their timeout, getting ready, Crick ready to step back in the batter's box. Count even at 2, Webster on first. Outside and low, ball 3, counts now full. Little jam shot to first base. Third base unable to get to it, but they throw it over to Webster, over to third, who catches Webster going to third for the 3rd out. So Crick hit it to first. First miss dived and missed it. Crick was able to get on first. Webster tried to stretch it to third and was thrown out at third base for the last out of the half inning. So after 4.5 innings, 9-3 in favor of Morenci. Just to let you know also, our first home game will be this next Saturday. We'll face the Snowflake Lobos. Varsity game will start at 11 with JV game following afterwards at approximately 1 o'clock. So come out and support your Lady Elks. The baseball team will also be playing at the same time. So if you can't support your Lady Elks, come and support the boys as they're also on the diamond. We appreciate those fans that travel for us and listen for us and make it enjoyable for these young men and young women to come out and play and support them. Also the sponsors, again, we appreciate all those that come out and support and sponsor young men and young women.
Starting off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Wildcats.
And another thing I'll keep saying, hey, you know, we hear about how bad the kids are, but we've got a great bunch of young men and young women at the high school that do great things. So, you know, support them. So ball 1. Up to bat is number 13, Wishman for Morenci. Scores 9-3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Strike 1. So 1-1 count. Strike 2.
1-2.
Fly ball. Looks like it's going to drift out of bounds. Count remains 1-2. As Wishman still at the bat. Lady Elks trailing 9-3. Fly ball just over the shortstop's head on the little blunder out in the left center field. Runner was able to get to second base on the play, so a single with an error on your outfielder. So one on second, no out. Martinez up to bat. No outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Elks trailing by 6. Batter squares the bunt. Bunt's foul. Strike 1. So your boys' game, baseball team is losing 9-8 after 3 complete innings. Martinez still at bat. Swings at that one and fouls it straight back. Strike 2. The low ball 1. 1-2.
1-2.
Little dribbler down third base line, but foul.
Foul ball.
Count remains the same. Line drive up the middle, base hit. Runner will stop at third, so runners on the corner, no outs for Morenci. Morenci's trying to score twice here in the bottom of the fifth. If they can put 2 more across and get an 8-run lead, the game will be over. 8-run rule. Myers calls time. As she talks to her team, infield's pulling around her. You know, the sun's shining down here in Morenci, but it's still not very warm. It's kind of a cool breeze blowing. So I'm sure a lot warmer in Round Valley, but still a little chilly down here. Baseball team still trailing by 1, 9-8, top of the 4th. Couts batting for Morenci. 2 on, no outs. She squares the bunt. One strike on the attempted bunt. Runner was able to go to second though. So 2 in scoring position, no outs. 0-1 count. Strike 2, swinging.
0-2.
Little inside, ball one, 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Carla wanted that one. Tell by the look on her face, she thought that was a strike. Strike 3, so our first out of the inning. Runner still on second and third. As the Lady Elks strive to keep from being run ruled here in the bottom of the 5th. Batting is Woodall, the pitcher for Morenci. Line, oh, that's a high fly. It's deep. It's gone. That's ball game. So game would be 12. That should be ball game 12-3 after Woodall hit deep to left field over the fence. So that should be great. Ball game 12-3, I believe. They don't say it's ball game, but it should be, I think. I guess not. We're going to continue the ball game here, trailing 12-3. So I thought it was 8 runs after 5, but maybe I'm wrong. So we're going to continue to play, trailing by 9. One out here in the bottom of the 5th. Little low, ball 1. Outside, ball 2.
2-0.
Hernandez batting for Morenci. Low, ball 3.
3-0.
Strike 1. Count 3-1.
3-1.
Line shot past shortstop into left field. Bobble the ball. Runner's able to go to second on the play. So single with the bobble in the outfield. Allows the runner to go to second. So still only 1 out with Hernandez at second. Jones up to bat. Last time up, Jones hit a 2-run home run. Little low, ball 1.
Low. 1-0.
Foul balls, 1-1.
Foul ball. 1-1.
Foul ball, straight back again, 1-2. Jones still up at bat with Martinez on second base. Strike 3 as Jones chases a high pitch for the second out of the inning. Martinez still on second with 2 outs. Bringing Salazar up to bat.
Salazar.
The Lady Elks trailing by 9 here in the bottom of the 5th. Nice changeup. Must miss somewhere as he called it a ball. 1-0. High ball 2. Fire down to shortstop, trying to get the runner leading off a little too far. Nice play by Kelsey to get that ball. That was a little off. High ball 3. High, ball 4. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Brings up Bastine. Oh, no. Strong batting for Bastine. Bastine, the one that came in and hurt herself as she crossed home plate a couple innings ago, so Strong will be batting for her. First pitch, strike. Strike 2, swinging. Strike 3 out of the inning, but not before Morenci was able to get 3 runs on a 3-run home run. So after 5 complete innings, 12 for Morenci, 3 for your Lady Elks. As we attempt to battle back when we start the 6th inning. Over your boys game, it looks like Round Valley's been able to come back and actually take the lead in the middle of the 4th inning, 10-9. The baseball team was actually trailing 8-2 at one point, and it came all the way back and actually leading by 1, now heading into the bottom of the 4th. And the girls will be heading to the top of the 6th with Elmer and Wiltbank, first 2 in the batting order up to bat. Looks like Woodall is still pitching for Morenci. So I think sometimes with their little bit of speed she has in the changeups, sometimes it's made it difficult for hitters to square up those balls. It seems like haven't had too many strikeouts, but little pop-ups and little flares that we haven't been able to quite square up on and kept ours to 3 runs for the game. And like we've been saying all year long, you know, you don't want to use it as an excuse, but our team is young. I mean, we start 1 freshman, 6 sophomores, and two juniors. No seniors on the team, so give them the experience this year. Next year they'll come back strong and good. And they're already pretty good. Nice hit by Elmer. Elmer in the gap between left field and center field for a double to start off the inning. Nice hit by Elmer there as she takes the first pitch and sends it deep into left center field. Ruth Wiltbank will step up now. Ruth had a solo home runner last time up. Ruth swings through a changeup way ahead of it, as unable to hold up on that changeup. Down the middle with a strike. Kyle Ruth looking on that pitch, so 0-2 to Wiltbank. Elmer still on second. Able to hold up on that high pitch. Elmer goes to second and makes it on that drop ball. So runner on third, no outs. Count to Wiltbank is 1-2. Strike three as Ruth swings underneath that one, so 1 out. With Elmer still at third, with Hebner up to bat. Hebner watches the first base down the middle for a strike. 0-1. Slow roller to shortstop. Shortstop picks it up and throws it to first. Back to home and out. So 3 outs as Elmer tries to go home on the slow grounder and out. So she is out. So no runs on 1 hit on the double play. So after 5.5 innings, the score remains 12-3. I believe that is game. Let's see, nope. They're just standing out here. Nope, they're ready to get in the field. The way they stopped. Oh, yes, it is game. So what's going on? I thought it was 8 after 5. Lil? 10 after 5? Oh, okay. So 10 after 5, I'm wrong. So as our players started to go shake hands and said, no, the game's not over yet. So bottom of the 6th, trailing by 9. Ariola is still on the mound. Fielders are still the same. Ariola, Newman, Webster, Penrod, Walker, Wiltbank, Crick, Hebner, and Elmer in the field. After throw down, batting for Morenci, it appears to be number 6,
Now batting for the Wildcats,
Madrigal.
Ira Madrigal.
Madrigal. So I had my rules confused. In club ball, it's usually eight runs after 5 innings. In high school, it's 10 runs after 5 innings. So that's where I was confused. Foul ball, strike 1.
Foul ball.
Or maybe it's just because I'm cold and want to get somewhere where it's warm. But strike 1. Change up, fire to shot to second base. Penrod was able to catch it on the little number to second as she dove forward to catch the ball. Also, I've been watching a lot of college ball, and college is also 8 runs after 5. So 1 out now. Strike 1.
Now
Batting number 13, Wishman. Ball 1, 1-1. After 4 complete innings, the Elks baseball team is winning 10-9. It's a 1-1 to count on Wishman. 1 out. Strike 2. Pitch on the inside half of the plate. High ball, ball 2. She floated a changeup in there high. So 2-2 is the count. High fly ball. That could be over the fence. And no, it hits the fence and bounces in. Bounces back for a double. It was right at the fence, didn't quite go over, hit the top and bounced back towards center field. Wishman able to get a double off the play. Stepping in to bat is Martinez. Martinez batting. 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the 6th. Martinez squares up, she's going to bunt. Pulls bat back. Newman is able to keep the ball in front of her. Keep the runner from advancing, as that one's a little low, so 1-0. Martinez also again squares around, brings the bat back. Ball again just a little low. 2-0. Foul ball, strike 1, 1-2. It's already 2-1. Little outside, 3-1.
Outside, 3-1.
Oh, that looked good. He said it was a little low. Wasn't low by much. So walk. Runners on first and second. 1 out. With Couts up to bat. Hard shot to pass left fielder. Runner will come in on the single, and that will be game 13-3. As the game is called with the 10-run rule after 5.5 innings. Morenci defeats your Lady Elks 13-3. On the boys' side, it is still 10-9 for the Elks, leading in the top of the 5th. Remember, our next game will be Saturday at home against Snowflake. Game time is at 11 and 1 for the varsity and then the freshmen. Boys will also be playing, but I have no idea for sure what time that game is. So come out and support your ladies and the boys on Saturday. It's supposed to be nice, about 65 degrees. So all those that are driving, be safe. Have a safe trip home. Thank you for listening.